welcome to another exciting episode of Break Digits on TPU Network. Today we have a very exciting and brilliant young entrepreneur. We grabbed him from the just concluded Nigerian Internet Governance Forum, and we are really glad to have him with us today. So stay with us and join us to welcome Mr. Hanson Johnson to the show. Wow, Hanson, we are really glad to have you.
Thank you for having me here. I feel at home.
Wow. We are really happy to have you. Thanks for sharing your Lagos tour with us. I would call it a tour because I know you will be going to a lot of places. Okay. We have been watching you online. We've been seeing the exciting stuff you are doing in there, and we are really interested about your kids code schools and all other startups you are managing, which we are going to talk about in the show. But right now, why don't you tell us about yourself?
Okay, my name is Hanson Johnson. I am from Akwa Ibom State, a communication engineering graduate from Federal University of Technology, Owerri.
Okay.
After my youth service, or while I was in school,
okay,
I had the privilege of passing through seminars.
Okay.
Had motivational speakers addressing us and letting us know that there are no jobs out there. And I used to wonder, where is this out there? Because when I leave school environment, I go back home. So when I go back home, my parents go to work. My elder people at home, other friends, they go to work. And they're telling me there are no jobs out there. I used to wonder. Okay. But at the end, I got to understand how or what they really meant
by the out there.
Yes. So I was privileged to have that information earlier in my university days and started preparing myself, believing that there are no jobs out there.
So you thought of something you going to do when you leave school. You said you studied communication engineering.
Yes.
Was that like a course?
Yeah, it was an option from electrical electronics engineering.
Okay, which school is this?
Federal University of Technology, Owerri.
All right. Okay. Also, you did electrical engineering.
Yes, from my year 1 to year 3.
Okay. So when you get to the final year, you have to choose.
My last 2 years, fourth year and fifth year.
Okay. You now choose Okay. I don't want to, if you want to get more information on communication engineering, I think you just go online and I don't want us going very technical here. It's a digital show, so let's just brush it off. Okay, and have you ever worked?
Yes, I've worked. Where I did my IT, it's a hospitality facility. We went there to do some other things.
Like a hotel?
Yes, a hotel, and they do some other things, not just hotel. So on getting there, I met in their reception. Someone was quarreling and coming down from upstairs.
Wow.
What the hell is this? You guys are not serious. He was abusing the whole place. Anyone that comes across he's not a Nigerian.
He wasn't a Nigerian.
He wasn't a Nigerian.
I think that's why he was so pissed off. What really happened?
What happened was, I got to understand he was downloading something. They used to send them files from their office out there, and they get to download a heavy file here. So while downloading, they will be switching from power to generator, and the router will go off. So every time he tries to download, maybe getting to 1/10 of what he's trying to achieve, he starts afresh. If you get to halfway, you start afresh. It was so...
That was ridiculous.
I'm telling you. So the man who could not bear it had to shout and run down. So coincidentally we were just stepping into the reception, trying to appreciate the facility they have there. When I noticed what happened, I understood the man is not angry because of internet-related challenge. I had to approach the management, the few of them that were there. Excuse me, sir. Excuse me, ma. What's his challenge?
What's eating this guy up?
They said they're okay. They are fine. They are going to sort it out. No, from the look of things, you don't have the solution right here. But maybe I can help.
Maybe you could do some things.
So, you mean you can help? They brushed that aside. I did not. I was not okay. I said I can help. Okay. They now said, please talk to this man. I went to the man. The man asked me some few questions. Are you IT inclined? I said yes. Can you program? I was wondering what programming could do for them there. I said yes, I can program.
All right.
Serious? Okay. Meet this other man. I met the next person. The person talked to me, and at the end sent me to an inner office. On getting there, I met the operations manager of the hotel. The man asked me some questions. While I was answering the questions, I did not know that he was actually solving a problem that they have had for over 1 month.
Wow, that was smart.
So He was just asking me questions, and happily I was answering. At the end, he said, you won't believe what you have just done. We had been paying people, they could not solve this, but while interacting with you, I was able to achieve this. How much do you want to earn a salary?
Wow, you are one of the most famous people out there who didn't write a letter to get a job.
I had the job before I had to apply and send my CV to them, and I had to be in the hotel for some weeks before I actually went home and came back to resume. I had to sort out some things.
But you started work immediately?
Immediately.
Wow.
So that's how I got the job. And when I finished my official assignment with them, I was supposed to go back. They did not agree to let me go, so I had to stay back for some time up until when I left.
Okay. What were you doing for them? Their IT infrastructure?
Yes, apart from hardware, they had a wonderful hotel management application.
Wow.
So, and it was running on Access.
Okay, Access. DB and other stuff.
So I helped them migrate from Access to my SQL database and some other things, plenty of things.
That was very nice. Okay, most people actually thought that it's people who lived and reside in Lagos that have opportunity of getting this IT knowledge back then. But you lived in Uyo, and then you were schooling in Owerri. Those are not the Nigerian big states. Are you able to get these knowledges even before you leave school? So how were you able to do that?
Yes, from my background where I came, naturally I'm a technology enthusiast.
Okay.
I like research. I like making things easier.
Okay.
While I was growing up, I can still remember if I visit my grandma in the village, I'll be going back to try some physics projects.
Wow.
Those hobby projects like electric bell, electric motor, how to apply them. My grandma will come and kick me. What are you doing? So whatever they do, once I'm free, I'll go back to what I did, and I was able to come up with something. So as I'm reading on how I can add value to those ancient ones, it was leading me to something new, and I got to discover that with IT, I can actually achieve
a lot of things.
Yes.
So you were born with that desire to do things, but you didn't do computer engineering or science. You did electrical engineering.
Yes.
And were you aware that you could do communication out of that?
Let me tell you the computer story.
Okay.
While I was in Calabar, some 2001 or thereabouts, I went to a cafe to open my email address.
Okay.
So when I got there, I met only a lady in the cyber cafe, and we had many customers coming to patronize her business. And they were not computer literate. So it was the lady that would be, after she has sold
the
1 hour for you, 500 naira. For 1 hour.
Wow, that was
she has to come attend to you, go to the other person. So while your time is running, before she comes back to you, you will need to pay another 500 naira to be able to check your mail or read your mail.
What year was this?
2001 in Calabar.
Wow, I wasn't on internet yet.
So I was challenged. I had to pay 500 naira. She opened my email for me.
It's like giving you an hour and giving you some services.
The aim to get an email address was 500 naira. That was not even an hard thing. I paid her 500 naira. She opened. I was not happy that she is younger than me, and she is
opening an email address
a younger girl, and opening an email for me. And if I want to read the email, if I have an email, I have to wait for her to come back.
And read your email for you. That was very intimidating.
I took it upon myself. That's how I started.
Wow. So as in, I could see it. Technology was just coming in, and people were just like, that girl would have been very rich by now.
That is if she has been consistent and
move on, because Cyber Cafe now is not like it used to be. Yes. So from there, what did you now do afterwards? You now got learning?
After getting the email address, I needed to understand some other computer applications.
Okay.
I started with Microsoft Word. I did not have money to go for computer training. It used to be expensive.
Very expensive.
And
then.
Since I was in school, time. So what I do is I go to the cyber cafe, pay 500 naira, and stay offline to learn Microsoft and CorelDRAW.
Wow, that was very, very great. You know, a lot of people never knew that they could learn these things online. They were like, until I get to Lagos. So even your DB, your programming stuff, did you learn them online too?
Yes, after in my 400 level, when I went for my IT,
and came back,
I had access to free internet because of my office. So I started learning programming online.
Okay.
Then when I acquired some skills, there are some things I wanted to do. I could not really do them on my own.
Okay.
I had to go to NIT.
NIT, which location was that? In Uyo. They had NIT then.
Yes.
What year was that?
2007, 8.
Okay, all right. Okay, that was very, very interesting. I mean, you are one of the people that struggle out to do this thing. You know, now there are computer schools everywhere, and people are being begged to do this thing, and they are like, so if people could discover themselves, get challenged by going to a cyber cafe, I think it's really commendable.
Yes, passion
is
let you
really
achieve anything. Yes.
passion. Okay, and you used to work in Bush House Radio.
Yes, Bush House Media Limited, Abuja.
Yeah, how did you get that job?
Okay,
Sorry, I'm asking these questions. I want people to know how these jobs are gotten, because some people thought that until you get an uncle somewhere, until you get connection somewhere, you know. So I always like to let people know how these jobs were gotten. So
yeah, the CEO of Bush House Media Limited is my friend, my brother, an elder brother, and we met in Uyo in the hotel.
All right.
And there was a time I needed to do a workshop on how to construct scrolled message display. I don't know, this dot matrix billboard. Electronic billboard that scrolls messages. Yes.
Okay.
Actually I started from the hardware side of it. IT.
Wow.
Because of my engineering background.
Okay.
But when I noticed that if I could cough out 50,000 naira to come on with a simple hardware, maybe a mini computer, a robot to solve a problem at home for me.
Okay.
If I need to sell this out, the finishing will not be that nice.
Of course.
So and I got to understand that I need to take it to China for them to make it fine. That money was not there.
Okay.
There was no investor, no one to encourage me. So after a lot of research, I discovered that with my small application, if 1 million people need to use it, I can actually tweak it and just remove the old logo, put the new one,
the
and
UI
do a few stuff, and I rearrange the UI and send it to any. I can even host for over 1 million people to download.
Okay.
So why am I wasting my time with lack of resources in the hardware aspect of it? I had to leave. So that's when I wanted to promote that program on radio in Uyo. That's how I called him, and when we got to interact, he was like, we should do something together very soon.
Wow.
So when I graduated, I served in Abuja. I passed out. My POP was on Tuesday. Thursday, I ran back to you because I had a lot to do at home. He kept on like, guy, we should do something together. You know? So when I looked up his company, I noticed that it lacked some where we are today because of our 21st century digital age, computer age, and all this. There are some things he needed. So I agreed to join the firm and help put up those infrastructure, and today I'm happy that they are doing well.
Yeah, you did those things.
So that's how I got to join Bush House Nigeria.
Quite an inspirational one. That I really like the fact that you went from you are coming from a place that was not Lagos, that was not Abuja, where opportunities in digital were so much and technology, and then you were able to do these things, and then you got a job without writing CVs, and I mean it's incredible. So thanks for sharing these inspirational stories with us.
I thought you would ask me why did you start from Lagos and Abuja?
All right. There are let's just say opportunities are everywhere. It's just for you to come out and see the opportunities that are in your area and then make good use of it. So people like you, I'm really happy interviewing you today because it's not just a Lagos thing. It's from somebody coming somewhere and doing very well in his own field. So thank you for watching. If you have been watching Hanson's story, I wanted to start from where he started from, so you can get a bit of his background and how he was able to climb up. He didn't have some very big uncles that put him on the stage. He made all these things by himself, and then he is who he is today. So we are going on a short break. When we come back, we are going to talk about the many startups that Hanson is holding, and you don't want to miss the Kids Skills Academy story, so stay with us.